This is our planet Earth. In the previous decades, we've done more damage to this than all the previous decades combined. What have we done to this world? Is this really what we become? You've heard of mass extinctions. What if I told you that we are the next mass extinction?
It starts with deforestation. Look at what we are doing. Every day, we don't realize we are hurting our ecosystems through our biggest and smallest actions.
Deforestation isn't just about trees. It's about justice for every living thing being affected by the reckless exploitation of our planet's resources, like animals, plants, microorganisms, and us.
Every year, we clear out more than 24 million acres of forest, or 100,000 square kilometers, giving species nowhere to live, nothing to eat, and no oxygen to breathe. Informants like BBC tell us that we replace these forests with factories that pump out over 3.7 billion tons of carbon dioxide in just 1 year. Normally, forests serve as carbon sponges, which can absorb an average of 20 tons a year per acre. But they're gone now.
But how does deforestation impact us on a global level?
Deforestation disrupts entire ecosystems, leading to habitat loss and the extinction of countless species. Though extinction is normal in evolution, species are going extinct 1,000 times more often than normal, according to the World Wildlife Fund. It's not just about trees, it's about the diverse array of life that calls the forest home and can't live without it.
But the impacts of deforestation extend far beyond the forest itself.
Deforestation releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, driving climate change upwards and contributing to pollution. It also increases the frequency and severity of natural disasters, putting all kinds of lives at risk. In California, since 1980, wildfires burn triple the amount than they used to, and are 5 times more likely to start.
So why does deforestation happen? It's driven by a complex web of factors, from consumerism to industrial agriculture.
Globalization fuels the demand for cheap goods, driving the destruction of forests for timber and paper production, which makes up 40% of wood traded. It encompasses consumerism, factories, resources, and almost everything, and it never ends up positive.
Consumerism and greedy corporations are some of the worst culprits of this global deforestation. Factories need more and more space, so they turn to peaceful forests, ravaging it and leaving it barren.
The main reason behind these factories is the consumerism problem in the richer countries. They have a mindset of buy now, think later.
The British broadcast explains that out of 100 billion clothes produced in a year, over 65% of clothes we buy end up in ever-growing landfills due to things like fast fashion.
It is our actions, harming not only the forest, not even humanity, but every single living thing on this planet.
So why do we mutilate the forests that did nothing wrong? Greed. A useless desire for more, a weird thought in our mind that having more stuff makes us better. But deforestation will end more than just humanity. It will contribute to the downfall of life itself. Every creature on this planet needs to be treasured. So many species of life that deserve justice just as much as we do. That is the concept of multi-species justice. Multi-species justice is an invitation to rethink justice for our time. Our extractivist ideas can cause destruction that might take centuries to recover from.
We need to move away from the extraction of trees and get rid of things we think we need. These beings of birch and oak do so much for more than just people.
For the monkeys, the birds, even the sloths, these trees can be homes. They can be food. They're foundational. There can be many things for so many creatures. And if all these creatures have nowhere to live, what then?
We were responsible for that. Us and our short-term desires, our products, our fashion. It murdered millions of trees. It murdered hundreds of thousands of innocent creatures. If we don't stop, our greed will kill us all.
Biodiversity will fail, and so will everything it provides, like clean air and water that we need to survive, prevention of floods and mudslides by the trees and plant roots, and cooling of the earth through shade, carbon storage, and evapotranspiration. All of these problems will exponentially get worse if we stop paying attention to the trees.
Can't you see our collective stupidity? Our ignorance towards creatures worth no less than us? For what? For more stuff? For cramped factories where animals are treated like objects? Aren't we better than that? Aren't we?
It is the actions of the group, not the individual that decides whether or not the forests remain intact. One person on their own is not powerful enough, but together we can spark massive change.
It's simple too. There are so many ways we can make a change and eliminate deforestation and keep it tame. The government pumped $850 billion into its military last year alone from USAspending.gov. That is 13% of the US federal spending. Imagine if just 1% of the $850 billion is allocated towards the effort of deforestation.
Last year alone, the Earth lost 14% of its tree cover loss. That's 15 billion trees.
If only 1% of the US military budget was used towards a replanting program, we could have the money to plant 8.5 billion trees.
Like any problem, deforestation must be killed at the source. No matter how many trees we plant, illegal loggers will cut them down and put them in a store. Stricter laws around the illegal wood trade would deter big corporations from chopping down those 15 billion trees lost every year.
It has already started. The Forest Act, or the Fostering Overseas Rule of Law, an environmentally sound trade act, proposed by the World Wildlife Fund, would completely destroy the illegal wood trade in the US.
If we can establish the Forest Act, it will make corporations responsible for where they source their supplies, stopping the illegal logging market from entering the US and reducing deforestation as a whole.
We have to raise awareness and push this act into reality. Write to senators and congressmen or anyone with influence. Without this legislation, deforestation will continue to destroy